First of all, you don't know me.
We're all about that high school drama girl, all about them high school queens. We'll take you for a ride in our comic girl, cheering for the right team. Drama queens, smart girl, rough girl, fashion but you're tough girl. You could sit with us, girl. Drama queens, drama queens, drama queens. Drama queens, drama queens. I dare you. Episode 5, I Will Dare, October 19th, 2004. Here's the synopsis. Here's what happened. In case you missed it, which you probably didn't, because otherwise, why would you be listening to Drama Queen? Felix organized a dare night to test the limits of his new classmates. While out playing the game, Lucas meets a mysterious new girl, Anna. Peyton beautifully and tearfully confesses to the church that she recently tried cocaine and that she's struggling with her mother's absence and death. And Keith is caught off guard when a beautiful woman comes to the shop and begins flirting with him. Meanwhile, Karen goes on a date with Andy, her younger professor. So many things in this episode.
Hot for teacher. We're all hot for teacher.
Well, we were just saying in the last episode that we missed all of us being together, because everything was sort of segregated and sectioned off. Yeah. So I'm so glad that we got an episode where everybody's all together now.
It was so nice. And to really be in a big group, to see that sort of friend chemistry and laughter. I mean, not to jump straight to the end, but after all the girls win and we're just like dancing around in the cafe, I was like, oh, look how cute we were. We were having such a good time.
I love that shot of the three of us. So it's all over the internet. You can always find it. There's a few great classic shots of the three of us, and I love that one. So that was really fun. But wow, what a busy episode. I mean, let's just start with your beautiful performance, since that's what's on my mind anyway, Hilarie. It was, first of all, so lovely the way it was shot, just in the dark with one light and you. It didn't need anything else. We just needed to hear your voice and see your face. And you were so honest and raw. And it really did feel like a private moment. Peyton wasn't dealing with the insecurity of having another person in the room while she was emoting. So there was no reservation. And I was really drawn in by the subtlety of your performance and the honesty. And it's hard to do at that age. That was beautiful. Well done.
Thanks. Yeah. Of all the episodes we've watched so far, this is the one that I have probably the greatest sense memory for. Like, I remember this like it was a week ago.
Wow. I remember so much
weird?
Of this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that scene was hard because I was very much drawing from a real life loss and I hadn't had to do that, like Peyton, like crying about her mom, Peyton, like that kind of stuff was definitely acting, but this was very different because we were in a church setting and I grew up very, very, very strict. There was like I couldn't watch Dawson's Creek. Yeah. I couldn't watch these riffraff shows about teenagers having sex and making poor choices. Yeah. And here I was on one, and I had a pastor growing up that I loved. Pastor Snow was the pastor of Sterling United Methodist, and his kids were all in school with us. He had 3 kids that were like all right around my age. We did in student government together. His son was on the football team. Like, he was at every game. He was the most gregarious, awesome man. And he got cancer and died my senior year in high school. And he delivered a sermon a couple years before his passing where he was talking about this hymn that he loved, In the Garden. Joy, do you know this one? And he walks with me and he talks with me and he tells me I am his own.
Never heard
it's
that.
Like, it's just like Conway Twitty sang it, It's like one of those like American country music kind of hymns.
Yeah.
And I remember him saying in his sermon, this is the song I want you guys to all sing at my funeral. And so when I was in that confession booth, I pulled out the hymnal that, was in the bench where you and I were seated together, and I flipped to that hymn and I just kept it down at my feet. And so the conversation I'm having there is with Pastor Snow, who I loved so much.
That's
and
beautiful.
so the flip side of this coin, kids, is that when you use your real life tragedy, sometimes you take it very, very personally. Because do you guys remember at the same time this season was airing, Warner Brothers had that acting competition TV show.
What?
It was like The Voice, but like for acting. It only lasted one season.
I vaguely remember something like this.
Yeah. And so our episode aired. I felt very naked, people seeing this scene.
Yeah.
You know, especially people back home, because there were some people who knew, you know, like the emotion that was tied up in it. And the Warner Brothers calls, they're like, we love this scene, kid, and we're going to have all these actors recreated on our show as part of a contest.
Really?
And I said, oh, yeah. And I said no. And they were like, you can't say no. And I was like, don't you dare. That is my real life tragedy on screen. Like, don't you dare exploit it for a fucking contest. And they're like, it's too late. We've already shot it. You know?
Right, of course.
And they wanted me to come and like judge that competition.
Oh, God.
Oh,
No,
and it was
thank
so-
you. No, thank you.
But by the way, like that's the thing that we deal with as actors. It's like, how much of yourself do you give away? How much of yourself do you use? And then like, how do you compartmentalize? And I've always had trouble compartmentalizing because I feel it so deeply.
Yeah.
But you see, I still tear up because that's a Pastor Snow scene. He was so good.
Hill.
Such a good dude. So yeah, it's good to have those people in your life that make you want to confess and that you feel like you can be vulnerable with.
That was something I loved about it so much was, and it makes sense hearing the behind the scenes experience that you were having, because I kept thinking while we were watching it, how beautiful your performance was. And after it was over, I was like, oh, and they never cut. Like they started in the wide shot to establish the confessional, and then they were in that close shot with you the whole time. And that's not always common to really just stay in one shot. And they stayed with you because it was intimate, because you were expressing something that made the viewer, the director, each of us want to be close to you, to hold that space. And it's so beautiful to watch. And I can feel my like defensive sister energy kick up because I'm like, everybody give her space. Don't touch her scene. And you're right.
No.
It's like it, and maybe you and I both being cancers just born a week apart, like that feeling of like, no, I felt that so deeply, that's real.
It was real.
I gave you something real, and it's sensitive and it's confusing because it's your job, but it's also, they're real feelings and it's not just work, and it is a very blurry thing.
But you do have to do your work to know the lines and to make sure that you're prepared when you go in. It's not just showing up and suddenly you have an emotional experience. I mean, you have to be prepared so that when the emotional experience comes, you can translate it through the words that have been written for you. So you also did a lot of work there. And I love that our director, Tom Wright, trusted you with that material and didn't feel like he needed to chop it up to create some emotional manipulation. He just trusted that you were where you needed to be and let the camera roll. That's a dream for an actor, by the way. I mean, it's so nice when you feel like you're trusted by your director, by your fellow actors, and you can just do what you show up and do the job that you prepared for.
Yeah.
I joke that though, like this was kind of the beginning of the end, because this was the scene where like afterwards our bosses were like, hey, you're not good at like the having fun part. You like when you have to fake laugh, no one buys that. But you can cry, and now we're gonna make you cry in every episode ever.
Oh wow! Oh, I'm gonna keep tabs
this
on
was
that
the
now,
turning
then.
point.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, but God bless Tom Wright. Like you guys have heard us talk about him
He's
before.
the best.
I love him as a director. I love him as a person.
Yeah.
He has a pinky ring that looks like a frog.
That's right.
Remember, guys? He had that cool. And he's an amazing artist. Did you know? What is it? Like it was a show that came on after Twilight Zone, but it was called The Night Gallery, and he did all the paintings for it. He's like a legend.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, he is great. Hey, I have a question to segue into dare night activities.
Yeah.
We did kind of notice that with Peyton and Haley, Peyton was doing all the dares, which was like, what the heck? I don't know what happened there. But you know what I wondered? Do you have this memory, or am I crazy? Was I supposed to eat the pickled eggs? And then I was like, guys, like I literally cannot eat pickled eggs. I'll throw up.
I would vomit.
And then you said, I'll just do it, Joy.
I'll do it.
I feel like that happened, but does that sound familiar to you at all?
No. I just remember being excited that you and I got to hang at Jungle Rapids.
Jungle Rapids
was the greatest.
That was so fun.
Is Jungle Rapids still there?
I don't know.
Do we know? I don't know.
Look it up.
Jungle Rapids, once they figured out a couple hot spots in town that we could go to that were like fun and looked zany, we worked those spaces. And Jungle Rapids, I was like, we had fun at Jungle Rapids.
Yeah, I like that spot.
And I feel like when Peyton thanks Haley in this episode, like, thanks for hanging out with me. I do think Peyton is the kind of person that's like, I'll do it so you don't have to do it because I'm just so happy that you're hanging out with me. Like, I'll take the hit to the head. Like, please.
That's funny.
Stay with me.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's needy, man. Like, I'll carry your books.
I loved the comedy of the two of you, though, in that scene. You getting the head hit and then Joy, you running in to check.
Oh, the back
oh
hit.
my God, are you okay? Ow. And then getting hit in the back. Like, it was all just so funny. Did they have somebody toss? They didn't actually have you guys on the other end of the ball machine.
And it was
Brian
Props.
Okay, good.
Remember Brian and Props?
And I think one of them was like a kid's, like maybe the one that came at me might have been one of those squishy ones for kids.
Good.
Yeah.
They should have been.
They didn't really egg her because you don't even see a bruise later when we're at the cafe.
No, that would have been funny though if we did.
Oh, that
would have got you.
You know, honestly, MVP award in my mind for the comedy of this episode goes to Sweet, James, and Brett wearing those adorable Girl Scout outfits, the leprechauns.
How great was that?
I just want people to do that for Halloween one year. Like, it's such a good outfit. And their sweet little like friend argument, Tim's vulnerability. People have dressed up as them in those outfits, right? If you have, will you send us your photos? Please?
Yeah,
we'd love to see them.
We want to see. Well, also some real great comedy by mouth in this episode with Baby Got Back.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Lee Norris is dancing. That man's an icon.
He comes through every time, man. Always commits.
The stuff that works in this episode is the stuff that is true to life because I feel like that was every Thursday at level 5. Like it was like they just took the stuff they knew that we were sensitive about or that we were good at. And they're like, you know what? Let's just tap into the reality this episode and we'll go from there. Sophia being pissed off.
So mad.
They're like, you know what she's good at? Anger.
I was really furious at this whole storyline. I think they knew I was so mad about the not slight racism with the Spanish speaking storyline in the last episode. That
the skinny dipping.
She's real pissed. Maybe we'll just make her pissed about this guy in this episode. I was real mad. But it worked.
Oh yeah, it did work, and I loved the wrestling that Brooke did with the, with the restaurant, not just like having fun and being like, oh, I'm gonna scoot out. This will be so fun. She really was wrestling with her conscience on that, which I thought was really sweet too. Yeah. It's good. She's a good girl. She's a good girl.
She's a good girl. That's the best way to put it, Joy.
I was really happy to see the boundary at the end too. Like she thaws a little bit with Felix. I'm still annoyed that Brooke had to go be on a bad date while all the friends got to do fun things, but it's fine.
He trapped you.
He trapped. It's a date napping. Have you ever been date napped in real life? I got date napped once. It was not cool.
Tell me everything.
Once.
Oh, I will tell you, but
Sophia,
it is.
Go.
Oh no, I can't because it is by a famous person. So I'll have to tell you two after. Oh, it was egregious.
Wait, I feel like I remember this. I'm typing it in the group chat right now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, hold on. No.
I think you remember. Yes, Joy, you remember. Oh man.
Oh, you kids at home have no idea.
Yeah.
That's thrilling.
I've said too much. I can't say anything anymore.
I'll tell you about mine. I I was, Hilarie's dying right now.
I'm dying. Oh, I love it so much.
I was in New York in my 20s, and I was working this guy on a show that I was working on.
You were working this guy?
No, I was working on a show. Oh God, I'm bad with sentences. I was working on a show, and this guy was the new guy on the show, and I was just being friendly and nice, and like, oh yeah, he was like, you want to go see a movie this weekend or something? I was like, yeah, sure, just whatever, give me a buzz, I'm around. And he comes to the door, and I'm literally like in sweatpants and a t-shirt, and like I'm just grabbing my coat and my boots, and I open the door, and he's like got flowers, and he's in a nice like shirt, and his pants are all nice, and he's in good shoes, and I was like, oh no! I was like, hey, you look nice.
You're like, oh, are you going on a date later?
I know. Is this a date?
How'd you friend zone him? Did you call him dude real fast?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
dude.
Yeah. And we went to see what was that movie with Jennifer Lopez about hell? What was it called? The
one where she's like in the trunk?
The Cell.
No.
Oh my God, that's what it was. Maybe it's not about hell.
It was her and Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yes.
And everything was always melting. That movie was scary.
We went to see that movie and sat in the front row, which who does that at a movie theater? I had a headache. My neck hurt. I was like, I gotta go, man. This is not
miserable.
The evening I was looking for. Anyway,
No.
yeah, that was my accidental date.
I date nappings, woof. But Felix did. He date napped Brooke. And I will say I was proud of her for setting a boundary at the end. You know, she thought a little, but really was like, nope, I'm going inside. Bye-bye. And I liked that. I was proud of her.
Me too.
Well, because he keeps like flinging the money around, and like everything's kind of distasteful, and Brooke has just come off her like, I like Lucas. He's not a wealthy kid, you know, like I like that they have shown that her priorities are not like, I like money.
Yeah.
So much talk about money with these like new dudes.
Andy too. I guess it's an interesting juxtaposition to see someone who's handling it pretty well versus, you know, a young, dumb, rich kid.
Yeah.
It's funny when you put it that way. I hadn't thought about the specificity of that for Brooke, but now I'm like, oh, I like this because she likes having her own money.
Yeah.
She doesn't care if other people have money at all.
So unimpressed with his money.
She just wants to have her own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that as a goal.
Girls, make your own money.
Make your own money.
Make your
honey.
money.
Have you guys ever done a dine and ditch?
No.
No. It's like, kids at home, don't do that. It's gross. Those waiters have to like cover the food that you ditch. It comes out of their paycheck.
No, it's not right. That's not right at all. I love food, and I so appreciate people who make it.
Yeah.
So, no,
it's art with vegetables, man. But hold on. Have you ever done a dare night in real life?
Ooh, have I?
Did we do one
In high
after this
school,
episode?
maybe? Oh,
I can't
I was
remember.
just going to say the same thing, Sophia. I feel like maybe we all just like came up with one and did it. But
Like
I
at a
don't think
hurricane
so.
party or something?
Hurricane
blur.
parties were gloves off, man. Those things were dangerous.
So the answer is yes, and maybe we don't remember? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Those were the rum years. I remember coming back from college, and all my girlfriends and I, like, we had a really good football team, and we all broke onto the football field in the middle of the night and like peed on the 50-yard line.
Fun.
And it was before,
That's cute.
And it was real fun. And now we're like all moms, and we're like,
I will still
remember the
pop a squat.
time.
Let me just tell you, if I gotta go,
Joy, we peed behind Hieronymus.
Hieronymus.
Do you remember Hieronymus?
Oh my God!
Every once in a while, you drive down Market Street in Wilmington and you see some teen drama actresses peeing behind a building.
Oh my God.
Right there on the main drag.
Listen, guys, I camp a lot. I don't really care about popping a squat. I'm good.
You're a woodsy girl.
Yeah.
My daughter is
whatever.
horrified
We gotta
by
go.
it.
You gotta go. Really?
I mean, Maria is like, every time I suggest it, if we're on the highway or whatever, and I'm like, she's like, I really, really have to go. I really have to go. And I'm like, the next rest stop's not for another like 10 minutes. I mean, look, there's a whole bunch of bushes over there. Let me just pull over and you can run behind a bush. She's just, no, I will not. I'm horrified. She doesn't scream.
I mean, Tim takes it to the extreme in this episode.
Oh, God,
when's
that's
the
awful.
last time, Sophia, not in the woods, when's the last time you peed illegally in public?
Not in the woods. Oh man, that's hard.
Not in the woods. I was with another One Tree Hill cast member, Elizabeth Arnois.
Where did you pee?
We were coming back from Big Bear, like the day after New Year's Eve, and it's just stuck traffic. And you're literally sitting there for like 4 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And we had to open up the passenger door and then the other door and just kind of like hover between them. But the road curves so everyone can still see what's happening. And they just see this like stream from these like little blonde girls.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Liz Arnois is bad news, man. Peeing on the side of the road.
You know what? I peed on the side of the road. I'm remembering now. It was last December because we were obviously in lockdown and I had gone to make this movie I'd signed on to do pre-COVID. And then everything got pushed back like 6 months. And this movie that we were supposed to do in upstate New York in like the summer in May of 2020, we wound up doing in November and December of 2020 in Utah. Oof. We just had to like recreate the whole plan.
Was this a movie that Jeff just watched?
No.
Okay.
That movie we did pre-COVID was so crazy to think that I was like locked in a motel room with 40 people for 3 weeks. But no, yeah, we went and did this thing up in Utah and I was driving home like one shot, 12-hour drive solo. And we'd all driven there solo, tested, quarantined. And then we literally lived in the house we shot the movie in so that we were a bubble. And then we all came home and I was driving home and man, I was like 8 hours into the drive, really trying to ration my water, but I was also so thirsty. And I was like, fuck it. And I finished my water bottle and 20 minutes later, I was like, oh my God, I have to be so bad. And I was like, well,
I'm going to die.
And I was on that weird stretch, like when you're almost home, but you've passed Vegas and there's that road that's like XXY, ZZX. Like, I don't know what that is. Zizix. And I was like, well, I'm peeing here.
There's
and
no
I
better
pulled
place
over
to pee.
And was like, meh. This is it. I'm gonna pee on the side of the highway and really hope that this isn't the moment that like CHP thinks I'm in trouble. Because I don't need any help with this.
Ma'am, do you need a hand?
Okay? I'm like, I'm not drunk. I'm actually just desperate for a bathroom that doesn't have COVID
Overly
in it.
hydrated. Yeah. Joy, do you feel like as a mother you do wilder things now than what? Because we were careful children.
I don't know if it's so much that it's that I'm a mother as much as just as that I'm older and I care less about what people think or,
I've run out of all my to give.
Yes, exactly.
A dare night at this age is so much more dangerous than a dare night.
Do it. Oh, let's
and
do
how?
It.
Let's do it. Should we do it and Instagram live it?
No, I don't want there to be any evidence. I don't know
We've got
what
all
I'm gonna
these
get up to.
camera phones now.
Camera phones.
I had that phone, that first one in the episode that you see, the little rectangular one that flips open. I had that phone.
That was amazing though. The fact that Lucas had to deliver a line, well, Chad as Lucas had to deliver a line saying, do you have your camera phone? I was like, I can't, I gotta go. This is insane. We called
the technology.
Them that. It was a big deal to have a flip phone with a camera in it.
I remember thinking how stupid it was that we kept referencing it because it was like, guys, we want this episode to be timeless. Why do we keep talking about camera phones? Like, this might just be a fad. People aren't going to use camera phones.
And then 2 years later, the iPhone came out.
Yeah. Oh.
Chad had to do some fun stuff.
Yeah, he did. Leather pants. How about that?
Leather pants in the mall.
Wow.
Were
they from Wilson's Leather?
What I don't understand is why did the security guards chase him? Like,
what
was
that?
Lucas doing wrong? He wasn't naked.
It was like mall cop, like, I'm going after you.
Oh my God, if they'd been on Segways, I would have wept with laughter.
It's so good.
Did we have Segways at our mall in Wilmington? I feel like that's real highfalutin.
Oh my
Those
God.
are fancy cops.
Yeah, we definitely did not.
Great. It would have been so great. Nice introduction for
Daniela Alonso.
Yeah, she was so sweet. I liked her a lot. She was really nice and fun, and she did a good job.
Instantly likable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting, too, because, we remember very well that she and Felix are brother and sister, but they were trying to kind of, not tip people off to that. But he's instantly unlikable and she's instantly so likable.
Yeah.
That it's hard to reconcile the two of them growing up in the same house. Because she doesn't project any of that, like, I got money stuff.
Yeah. It doesn't look like they did have a lot of money when he, I don't know, there was something so kind of, I guess I wasn't really paying attention, but the set, as I remember having just watched it, seemed really small and like kind of homey in the same way that, I don't know, Brooke or Peyton's room looked like. It was just kind of close together and everything. And I guess if they're trying to give this perspective of opulence that they live in, I didn't get that from the set that I saw. So that made me think like maybe he's just faking it.
Oh.
But he is Brooke's next door neighbor and they live in a fancy neighborhood. So I don't know.
That's true.
I wonder if it was meant to continue to encourage the misdirect, or B, if it's just the fact that, I don't know. I don't feel like sets in general were as fancy then as they are now. Like we weren't renting mega mansions to do stuff.
That's so true. Yeah, that's totally true.
Like I feel like everything's gotten so heightened.
Yeah. But when you went to Nathan's house, it was like you see the big columns when, and there was like the space, high ceilings. There just
that
was
CD player on the wall.
Yeah, there was
that well-mounted CD player was a big deal.
I love those.
And all those lamps.
So many lamps.
Oh my God.
One of the things I thought was kind of interesting about that dynamic, Felix gives off exactly what you were saying, Hilarie. It's like a smarmy energy. You want to punch him.
Yeah.
And then Anna is like sweet and charming and fun. And then I wonder if a little bit of the dynamic is sort of alluded to when he says, "Good night, little sister." Like he's the older brother who's, a stereotypical annoying older brother television character. And she's like the charming little sister with a secret.
Yeah. I mean, there was just so many lines that he had in this episode that I think someone thought were charming and just ended up not holding up. And like not every line that we have is going to hold up for almost 20 years, know? But the idea of the cute bad boy has changed significantly over the last couple decades.
Yeah. And rightly
I think,
so.
Yeah, cool.
Thank God.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think who I had crushes on when we were little. I don't know. I always liked real moody dudes on TV.
You know who I had a crush on when we were little? Tom Selleck. Who? Magnum P.I. was my show.
Girl! Mustache.
Oh, yeah. Tom Selleck with that curly hair and that mustache. I loved that
Wiggly
man.
Down Under.
Like, I'm going to grow up and marry him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a different time in the 80s, kids. And so we're sorry that in the early 2000s we brought you Smarm. That's not attractive.
And tried to pass it off as viable dating material.
You know who's my hot bad boy on TV now? Zendaya.
Who? Oh my God.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah.
Did you see the new Spider-Man?
Not yet. I can't wait. I had chills watching the new Euphoria trailer though.
Dude, she is so cute.
She's great.
So cute.
I just
and
love
pretty
her.
much everybody in the new Spider-Man is so cute. And I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but I got to go on a little date with my family to go see it, COVID safe. And like, it was so sweet. I loved it. It made me feel like a kid.
I also just love that they're in love.
Yeah.
And I like that people are being nice to them about it. What an idea. It's very cute.
That's so weird.
It's very cute.
Yeah, like Felix's whole thing about like, oh, your eating disorder? Or is it the stealing purses or the eating disorder? And it just casually gets like laughed off. And I'm like, oh, dude.
And then like walking away from her in the grave, which I mean, whatever. I guess if you've got a good thing going with somebody, it's kind of funny. But he's compiled on top of all of his other bizarre behavior.
Joy, I would never leave you at the edge of a grave.
Just for a second, just as a joke.
No.
Oh. I would be screaming from inside that grave. I would have been like, just, you get back here.
Just like you did. You did it. And it was really
that's
funny.
what I'm saying. I'm like, that is a genuine moment for me. That is not a stretch as an actor. And I will say, I wanted to high five Brooke Davis when she got that dare and was like, good, since I plan on killing you anyway. I was like, good for you, girl. Murder him. Just smother him in his sleep. Go for it.
Play the rage.
Okay. Hey, what's up with them using the Nathan and Haley song with Lucas and Anna? What was up with that redo? Guys, didn't work. Sorry.
No.
That's
I love how territorial.
Back off.
They started playing, A, it's Nathan and Haley's Forever. B, they started playing Dare You to Move. It's like this huge, epic moment song. And Lucas and Anna are just talking next to the car.
It's turned down.
I was like, this is the worst sync I've ever heard.
No, it was really bad.
Who did
it didn't
this?
make any sense. It didn't make any sense.
Oh my God.
We've already paid for it, guys. Use it. It's a dare night.
Yeah, we already paid for it. That's right.
Anna, Daniela, ended up working with me on Lethal Weapon years later.
That's right.
And she was like, was she pregnant or she had a baby? She was like a cartel guy's love interest that I had to protect and like had to do this big like shootout.
Ooh.
But meanwhile, like, so we're having to do all this like super like crazy shit. And then the second the camera stopped rolling, I'm like, oh my God, I love you so much. And let's just hang out. And guys, we've kissed before. We've kissed. I love her. And she gets prettier and prettier and prettier. We need to have her on.
Yeah,
we
Whoever's
do.
listening,
Yeah,
let's
we
get Danielle
sure
on
do.
because she's fun.
I remember seeing her on Animal Kingdom. And I literally started screaming at my TV. I was like, oh my God, Daniela! Just yelling. I was so excited. And my God, she's so good on that show. So if there's any world in which, Daniela, you listen to this podcast, we love you. That's all. It's fun to watch you and be your fan.
Me too.
Yeah, she's a good egg, man. The boys, let's talk about Antoine, Vaughn,
BB.
and
I love
Lee.
those boys. They're
They're just the most charming. The most charming. One of the best parts of our show.
Because it feels like a real town. It feels like we've all got our different friend groups. We all like kind of move together in different packs.
Yeah.
They add so much to the comedy of our show. And it's effortless for them. Like Vaughn playing Fergie, that's him in real life. Like the stuff that's good about our show is the stuff that's being ripped from real life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mostly. There was some stuff.
Getting married in high school, the romance of that is. Had you ever gone to the Serpentarium before?
Oh, the
Snake
Serpentarium.
Museum?
Yes, let's talk about that. I have gone to the Serpentarium. I am not a fan of snakes like you and Sophia are.
Love them.
I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't
And
like
you
them.
went anyway?
Yeah, because
Who'd you go with?
I don't
Was
know,
it a
it's just
date?
Something to do.
Were you date napped?
Date nap to the Serpentarium. Get me out of here. No, I don't remember. I don't remember who I went with. It might have just been even by myself on a bored day, wandering around Wilmington. I was like, oh, I've never seen. If they're behind glass, I'm not. It's fine. I just don't want.
Why don't you
them
explain
out.
to the
I mean,
people at home what it is? Because
rattlesnakes on my property here. We have snakes all. Ugh, I don't like them. The Serpentarium is a little spot in downtown Wilmington where you can go in, and it's exactly what you saw in this episode, where there's snakes and other serpents and alligators and what else? Lizards and stuff behind.
Just like dangerous
glass.
stuff.
Yeah, but there's something much more. I mean, Hilarie, you know the story better. You need to tell the story of the Serpentarium.
I'm obsessed with the Serpentarium.
I know.
Obsessed. It was in downtown Wilmington.
That's what I said, right?
And-
Did I not say that? Sorry.
So it was like the largest private collection of poisonous snakes in the United States.
Okay.
And
wow. Didn't know that.
the guy that ran it was known in like the snake world. Like, do you ever see on Netflix those shows that like my kids love that are like 57 deadliest animals in North America?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love to watch that shit at 2 a.m.
The guy that owned the Serpentarium is interviewed in all of those shows because he was one of the leading authorities on poisonous snakes in the United States.
Is he
and
like
would go.
Tiger King for snakes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Joy.
Okay.
You
Yes, he sure
nailed
was.
that.
Yeah.
Hence the past tense Sophia just used.
Oh,
She's a little foreshadowing, friends.
Dun,
So
dun,
he would
dun.
go all over the world and hire like local people to take him like up to the mountains where these snakes that have never been captured where like local tribes would get very upset that he was messing with their gods, with their local like their animals. Like He went into some dangerous places and people were killed. Like, it was crazy.
What? Like, not cool.
It was definitely not always ethical, is what I was told, right? Disclaimer, my stories.
Yeah.
That's the rumor mill in Wilmington. So anyway, I guess this happened just a couple years ago. I still get alerts from Star News in Wilmington, and he was shot by his wife.
What?
They lived in the apartment above the Serpentarium, and he was shot by his wife. And I don't know what happened with her trial, but it was
What's
like a
that
major
story?
Girl. There was
You're
such
the
a
true
weird
crime
vibe
girl.
there.
What's the story? What happened?
Well, listen, that's next season.
Is this
of
the
show.
next Wilmington podcast we need to make?
That was such a weird scene because my brother and my boyfriend, and I want to say Lassiter, one of our PAs, they all went to the Serpentarium on a day I wasn't in town, a day I was in New York, and watched one of the handlers get bit by the boa constrictor and get taken down in the cage. And kids are crying and local firefighters are trying to pull them out. And when they finally got EMTs to the site, the owner came out. He's like, nothing happened. Nothing happened here. Super eerie. So it's super fun to shoot TV shows in places that you know are conflicted because you're like, what's coming around this corner?
This is like a replay of the alligators in the water with the snipers nearby. Like, just stand next to the water. We'll just
It's like, maybe not. Maybe not.
Antoine had good reason to be nervous in this episode. Like, is that lid on super tight? I don't know.
Super tight. I thought snake was standing up so high. I didn't know snakes could bend in half and stand up.
Yeah.
See,
They're snakes.
No, I don't. No.
You wouldn't dance with a boa constrictor like Britney Spears?
No, I don't know. If I was paid to, obviously I'm an actor. I swallow lots of fears for many things.
Oh God. Joy, I want that on a shirt as well. If I was paid to, I'm an actor. Yeah.
You're like,
true.
it's for my job.
It's true. It's amazing what we can do as actors, how we can just completely bury or ignore any great fear that we have for the sake of a storytelling, like a performance. No problem. But in real life,
you want me to juggle fire?
Yeah, no problem. I'll take training. I'll do it. No problem.
I got to be honest. I agree with you on a lot of fronts, but I draw the line at bugs.
Bugs? Oh, I love bugs.
Like if I... No, like if I had
if somebody had to pour honey on you and let ants go or something.
With spiders, absolutely not. It's not going to happen. I'm so arachnophobic. Give me a boa constrictor. It can wrap itself around my belly and use my body as a hot rock. I don't care. But if I had to work with spiders, it's a hard pass. And Joy, were you there?
I would never have guessed that.
Oh my God, my nightmare. Was it you and I, or was it? No, I think it was me and Lisa Goldstein doing the stuff with the cockroaches at Karen's in the later seasons.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh, it was just me and Lisa. Then you weren't there. It was not right. Like not right. It was not right. And
they found
the
your
crazy
weakness.
thing is you have like an animal wrangler on set that's like, don't touch the cockroaches, miss. And you're not allowed to like go near them, swat them, brush them off you. Like if they come at you, you just have to let them. Because
I like that you're
it's
saying it like you're in Italian. It's a cockroach.
It's a cockroach.
No,
I got engaged in Italy. It's a cockroach.
That's a hard no for me, is the bugs.
That's funny.
Sophia, I would have never, ever, ever guessed that.
Me either.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not right. I just can't do it.
So next time Dare Night comes around, we know to keep the bugs out of the situation.
I will not eat a bug, and I will not act with spiders. I won't do it. Those are my.
How much money? Come on.
No, oh my God, no.
There has to be a number.
It would have to be so much money. It would have to be like pay off my mortgage and never have to worry about my property taxes for the rest of my life kind of money.
Sophia, it's an Oscar-nominated role for sure.
You're like, it's Marty Scorsese.
Come on.
You're doing it. Maybe for Marty, I would act with a spider. I don't know.
It's Spielberg.
No, don't do this to me. Oh my God.
Gonna happen. Woof. You know who I don't think had to act very hard is Moira. Because
Andy's so cute.
Oh, he's just so freaking cute. And when she clarifies at the end of the episode, we
so
all
sexy.
made the same face. When she's like, did I misread the cafe visit? He's like,
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Why he's nodding? Oh my God, it was sexy.
It really was. There's something very sexy about clarification.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Let's just say the thing that everyone's thinking. Like, let's quit beating around the bush. It's an adult. I couldn't do it as a kid. Oh, God, no.
It is
As
an
a
adult
grown-up.
thing. It's so nice as a grown-up to just be able to say what the elephant in the room is. You don't have to. Everybody knows why we're here. We're interested in each other. I like you. You like me. Like, let's just talk about it. What are we doing? It doesn't have to be weird.
We can be rational adults about this. Tell me more.
How do we feel about Keith with this new lady, Maria Menounos? How do we feel about that? Man.
Maria Menounos is just so damn lovely. I was so happy when she came to play on our show.
She really was so sweet.
And it's really nice. You know, Keith, we've seen him feel kind of beaten down and sad and unacknowledged, and to just be flirted with.
Yeah.
He deserves that.
Oh, in such a sweet way. And when he says, well, I don't own a dealership. I'm a mechanic. And she goes, oh, I like mechanics. And his little smile, I was like, oh, this is fun.
I don't think she's right for Keith. I don't think this is like his
Be all, end all.
Yeah, I can't remember who he. Oh well, no one, I guess. Cause
Joy, you know where I'm going.
Oh my God.
forgot. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she didn't seem like that personality. I don't know. It was really fun to see him just out on a date and having fun, and there's like sparks, and that's fun. But I don't know. I feel like Keith needed somebody a little bit more like introspective or I don't know. He's very soulful. He needs like a soulful kind of girl, and I wasn't getting that vibe from her. No. Hilarie. Hilarie's mouthing. Are you describing yourself?
We were all thinking it.
No, I care about these characters.
I'm just saying. Yeah, no, Keith's character is, I think, universally loved
Adored.
by chicks like us. And that's like what you hope for. Like a guy that's just like a stand-up, good dude.
Yeah.
Who can fix your car?
Who can fix your car.
Hello.
I bet he also takes the trash out. Do you think he does that? Like on a regular basis? Where you don't have to tell him?
You don't even have to ask.
Yeah.
You just walk down the kitchen, open the drawer, and you're like, the garbage is empty. Take me now.
Oh man, what else does Dream Keith do? He probably rinses his own dishes. Oh God.
He doesn't put them in the sink. He puts them in the dishwasher.
Stop it. Stop.
Oh my God.
Don't
I'm
stop.
literally fanning myself right now.
It's getting hot in here, ladies.
So
Jules
good.
knew. The only thing that I like had an issue with was that she's 26 on that paperwork. And
Golly, I know. Couldn't we just...
it couldn't just be like a woman of his own age. Well, I guess how old is he supposed to be? We determined he was like 38.
Mid-30s, mid-late 30s.
Something.
It's not so bad. I mean, it's okay. It's a
not
fling,
so
right?
bad.
It's
but
not
like
so
there's
bad, but why?
there was an opportunity
Yeah. Yeah.
that we didn't.
I wish.
I mean, I
taken.
guess Karen's also doing the cougar bit. I mean, she's got Andy's supposed to be younger, right?
I guess so.
Yeah. Because he's like talking about hip bands and she's like, I don't know. The Constantines.
You have a CD called The Constantines.
Oh,
That was a
funny.
lovely
It
moment.
was
I
really
loved that.
sweet. Yeah, really sweet.
You're hip, Mom. Does Maria give you shit about being hip yet? Like,
Oh my gosh, all the time. Like I can't, if I just want to sing to myself or like dance to myself, and she's like, oh, covering her eyes. Stop it.
you guys, I picked up Gus and one of his friends from soccer, and I listened to 90s on 9 on satellite radio. And Jay-Z, 99 Problems comes on, and I'm like, I love this song. And I'm listening to it, and Gus is like, Mom, you're mortifying right now.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, no, this is cool. You like this, right, dude? And his little buddy's just like, oh, Mrs. Morgan, you're a lot.
Maria was putting on some shoes that wouldn't fit her the other day, some heels. And I was like, go find some cute socks and put some socks on with it, like socks and heels. It'll be cute. And she just looked at me like, she just said, Mom, that is not a thing. It's not. It's like, excuse me. It is so
it
a
is.
thing. It's
You're
the
like
cutest
open
thing.
Vogue, ma'am.
I know.
It's so hard to be a
They're
hip
very
mom. I like that
particular.
Karen's going for it.
Yeah, I love it
too.
too. I love it too.
It's also just nice after their codependent relationship, which in certain aspects is a beautiful friendship and in certain aspects has clearly kept them each from moving on, to see both Karen and Keith be flirting and exploring and remembering what a fresh spark is in the same episode is so refreshing. I'm like, good for you guys.
Totally.
And it doesn't seem competitive. No. It's not like they're doing it to irk the other person.
No, they don't know. Neither of them knows. They're just out exploring.
Yeah. As you know, I mean, she said no, so there's nothing left to hold on to, really. It's kind of nice to see them move on. You know what was also kind of nice was seeing Brett Claywell get a little work beyond just being goofy. That was really nice to give him a moment to be.
His vulnerability.
Yes. Thought he did a really nice job there.
Tim time.
Brett. Tim time.
Tim time. Oh, guys, I hope we get some Brett time. Yeah. Honestly, I really am happy that we've gotten to see Brett at some conventions and stuff. And like, he does a lot of charity work. His new, he works with the Paul Walker Foundation. He works with a lot of fundraising platforms for charities. Like, that is what Brett has thrown himself into. Yeah. And I think he's a wonderful actor. Yeah. They would give him the hardest stuff. They'd be like, oh, we don't know how to make this moment work. There's like the beach party where they made him improvise for like an hour.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he would just do something different every take.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I love that he's a dad now and that he seems to be really happy and everything. But boy, we had fun.
We did. It was fun.
He was a good person to go out downtown with.
Well, you know what else is fun is our listener questions. So let's get into some of those. So here's one of them from Mandy. She said, did the three of you ever live together while filming the show or with any of the other castmates? Well, we never lived together, the three of us.
No.
I mean, except for hurricanes.
Hurricanes,
I was just going to say, hurricane parties we sure did.
Yeah.
We did staycations together.
Yeah, that was it.
And then when we would travel for the show, we hotel parties were fun. Raleigh, when we went to Raleigh for the state championship and we're all hammered in the hotel bar, that was fun. We had one of the dummies from the audience with us. One of those inflatable.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But yeah, the boys lived together.
Yeah. The boys lived together first season. Wait, did James and Brett ever live together? Am I making that up?
I don't know.
Did they get a house? I don't know. Or maybe they were just
what
together
James
a lot.
did on his off time.
And then
And
then Bevan and I lived together for a year.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, which was so fun. We had such a good time.
That's awesome.
And sweet Daniela, who was, for all the fans listening at home, Daniela was one of our other cheerleaders and one of my dearest girlfriends from, that whole phase of our lives. And we've stayed really close, even though she lives in London now with her cute husband and cute children. Good God.
She's living the dream.
But Daniela loved Patch. And so anytime I had to travel, if I had to go do something, for the weekend, whatever, she'd always come house sit. So we wound up having an awful lot of slumber parties on the front end of that.
Fun.
And oh my God, I would be on the phone with her. I'd be in New York with you guys. We'd have press or something. And I'd call her and she'd be like, well, everything here is going to go, oh, Patch.
Patch. Her southern accent is so thick.
Oh, her accent is my favorite thing. So it was such a beautiful camaraderie. Off camera.
Joy, did you live with anybody?
Years.
No.
Mm-mm.
I couch surfed a lot. Yeah, you are a lone wolf. I slept on Elizabeth Arnois' couch for a really long time whenever I would go to LA because I hate being in hotels and I'm not good at being alone. And then I started staying at Daniil's place when her and Jensen got together. Mm-hmm. And then Jensen would come home from Supernatural and be like, why the hell is Hilarie in our house? And I think that's why he introduced me to my husband, because he was like, we have to get rid of her. There's got to be another couch somewhere.
Get her on Jeff's couch somehow.
Pawn her off onto Morgan. When you're family, you guys just crash with each other.
Yeah.
And that's what we had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiffany asks, now that you're grown-ups, which of the grown-ups on the show would you want to play?
Deb.
Yeah, I was going to say Deb too.
Deb's so fun.
I mean, honestly, after these last 2 episodes, I want to play Andy.
Well, with all your money.
Just like be a hot teacher and get to flirt with Moira Kelly.
Ooh.
Hello?
So fun.
I'm into
That is a sweet gig. Yeah, Joy and I are more like, no, we want the pills and the booze and all, the fireplace with
Brooke
tea.
Davis kind of did all that. Brooke
That's
and
true.
Deb
That's true.
really were similar in a lot of ways. So I feel like
Very
I've done
much
it.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good question. Ladies, shall we spin a wheel?
Ooh,
Spin
let's
the wheel.
spin away.
Most likely to.
Spin the wheel.
There it is.
Oh, Christ. Most likely to lose their glasses and realize they're on top of their head.
Paul Johansson.
Yeah, and how? Yes. 100%
that.
yes.
Oh, I love
And then
that.
he'll get mad about it.
Oh, yeah.
You guys, have you seen him?
Somebody stole
seen
my
him?
glasses.
Yeah,
left
and
them
you're
in
like,
the
they're
restaurant.
literally on your face. They're just on the top part.
Your head. Yeah.
Yeah. Which character do we think plays this card?
Whitey?
Yeah, Barry.
Oh no, we're putting Paul and Whitey on the same page. Paul, don't listen. Yeah, that tracks. All right.
Feels right.
That's
That
it.
tracks. I like it.
I
What a
love
great-
this episode. I had a lot of fun with you filming this episode, Joy. I was glad that we got some girl time together.
Me too. I loved it.
And I'm super glad Sophia and I kissed because
So cute.
now anytime someone asks me who my favorite kisser on the show is, I have for years said Brooke.
Thank you.
There you go.
I really appreciate that. It's a title I hope to hold forever.
Forever.
Thank you guys for joining us. We hope you had a fabulous holiday. Thanks for spending your 2021 with us, the second half of your year with us. Thank you so, so much. We couldn't do this without you. And we love you all, and we cannot wait to see you again in the new year. Hey, thanks for listening.
Don't forget to leave us a review. You can also follow us on Instagram at DramaQueensOTH.
Or email us at dramaqueens@iheartradio.com. See you next time.
We're all about that high school drama girl, all about them high school queens. We'll take you for a ride in our comic girl, cheering for the right team. Drama queen.